Hello and welcome to SFA Now. On today's episode, we'll take a look into the SFA's big event, a downstage production, and music department's cello recital. Stay tuned. Welcome to SFA Now. I'm Chaz Rockmore.
And I'm Brianna Nicole.
On Saturday, March 22nd, organization and students gathered on campus to rally together for the big event, a nationwide community service effort to clean up the neighborhoods of America. Students spent their Saturday morning and afternoon with rakes, paintbrushes, and other assorted lawn and home improvement tools. With the energy of the men's basketball team, huge win over Virginia Commonwealth University, productivity was at an all-time high. The big event isn't just a local event to improve communities in East Texas, but all across America to bring college students together with their communities. With Nacogdoches full of purple pride after the Stephen F. Austin's entrance and continued to stay in the NCAA March Madness, spirits were very high. With so many pride brewing in Nacogdoches, the big event was at the perfect time. With spirits so high, the big event was a huge success this year. The normal drowsiness that would be apparent when a bunch of college students do lawn service was masked by excited conversations about basketball. Tasks got done quickly and efficiently. At the end of the day, work teams returned to their homes exhausted from their hard work. If you want to find out more about the big events, and how to get involved, next time go to www.sfasu.edu/the-big-event.
Down at the Downstage Theater, the Fredonia Players and his crew prepared for Broadway and the Downstage, shown on Thursday, March 20th through Saturday, March 22nd. The Downstage Theater is located at the Griffith Fine Arts Building on 2222 Alumni Drive. The performance consisted of group numbers dancing to an up-tempo beat. Connor Clark, Brady Shuggs, and Greg Albright performed as a trio among many other musical numbers. Ashley Mutah, Brianna Vesquez, and Andrea Nelson were also part of the production. A few years ago, the musical theater group changed its name to the Fredonia Players to reflect more of an improvisational program. The director of the Fredonia Players, Sherry Ellsworth, hopes the audience found it fun and memorable that introduced them to new music. If you'd like more information about the upcoming shows, go to www.finearts.sfasu.edu or call the box office at 936-468-6407.
The School of Music hosted a piano and cello concert for students and faculty this past Thursday in Cole Hall. The recital lasted about an hour and had many different styles of music performed. During the intermission, an 1800s harpsichord was out on stage for the second half of the event. The classical instrument put a different twist on more modern music. 60 people attended the concert and gave a standing ovation at its conclusion. The School of Music strives to keep modern and classical music alive, and hosting free admission concerts open to all student, faculty, and public are one of the many ways they achieve it. So if you're looking for a free one-of-a-kind concert to attend, check out the school website for dates and concerts at www.sfasu.edu.
This past Saturday, the 23rd, at 7:30 in the evening, the Cole Concert Hall, located next to the Turner Auditorium, held a guest percussion recital by Dr. Andy Hansberger. The Cole Concert Hall is located in the Tom and Peggy Wright Music Building on the side facing Turner Auditorium. The recital was free of charge and featured 6 pieces of various percussion instruments. Most of them were composed by Dr. Hansberger himself. There were a brief intermission after the third piece. Dr. Hansberger has enjoyed a versatile career as performer, composer, and educator. He also performed at musical venues across the United States, Australia, Japan, as well as many other European countries. He also presents numerous solo recitals and clinics throughout the country. The upcoming percussion events to be held at the Cole Concert Hall include SFA Steel Band performing Tuesday, March the 25th at 7:30. On the 5th of April, NC in the Trees concert will be at 1, and on the 30th of April, the SFA Percussion Ensemble will perform at 7:30.
The SFA Lumberjacks basketball team went to go dancing in San Diego this past weekend for the NCAA tournament. The Jacks won their first round game in thrilling fashion against VCU. Desmond Heyman made a 4-point play at the end of regulation to force overtime. The Jacks held on to beat VCU for their first tournament win in school history. The Lumberjacks then had a showdown on Sunday night with the most storied college basketball team in the NCAA history, UCLA. It truly was a David versus Goliath. SFA lost to the Bruins 77-60. The Jacks made school history by only making it to the tournament for the second time and winning their first game. The men's basketball team gave the SFA campus and the Nacogdoches community something to cheer for and be proud of. Way to act some Jacks.
The Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks were picked up to finish ninth in the Southland Conference, but another stellar pitching performance by Carly Thomas on Sunday. The Lady Jacks won this weekend series against favorite Northwestern State with a 4-1 victory. The Lady Jacks displayed excellent defense in the closing innings, with center fielder Lindsey Campbell having 2 momentum catches in the 7th inning. The Lady Jacks hit the road next weekend for a Southland Conference series at Houston Baptist. SFA and HBU will be in a doubleheader at 1 Saturday, and with the series closing at 2 p.m. on Sunday. If you would like more information about any of the stories that you heard today, be sure to check our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now. Also, if you know of any interesting events going on that you think would be newsworthy, please make sure to post it on our wall and share it with us. Stay with us after the break to see what foster care is doing for the Nacogdoches community.
Welcome back to SFA Now. We're going to take a look into the foster care program here in Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches, Texas is obvious there is a strong influence from children, but so many are unaware of the children who have been put in foster care. I was able to speak to a mother who was able to adopt such children.
Hi, my name is Samantha Wilbanks, and my husband Kobe and I adopted 4 kids through the foster system here in Nacogdoches. It began at the end of 2012. We got licensed through a private agency that CPS contracts with, and by licensed it means that our home was studied, our background was studied, we were interviewed as to why we wanted to adopt, and they chose to license us through the courses that we had taken on adoption. We applied for a sibling group that we had heard of through a mutual friend, a group of 4. We have a 14-year-old girl named Aubrey, a 10-year-old boy named Colton, an 11-year-old girl named Cherokee, a 7-year-old boy named Rory, and we had a biological son, Cooper, who is now 3. The process was long. We were chosen in November of 2012 to be their parents, but we did not get to meet them until February of 2013. We finally met them, and they moved in about a month later. They lived with us for 6 months, and then we could apply for the permanent adoption, which took place on October 21st, 2013, which was our gotcha day. And so they've almost lived with us for a year now, and we're super excited to be able to provide a family for these 4 kids who are siblings.
SFA also has an office through the School of Social Work to help abused children.
So my name's Aaron, and I work at the Child Welfare Information Center here on the SFA campus. It's located in the Social Work Department across Star Street. And basically what we do is we help train all of the foster and adoptive parents in Nacogdoches County and in the surrounding areas. What my specific job is this semester especially is working alongside all of the child placement agencies, CPS, all of those sorts of welfare agencies, helping set up the Child Welfare Conference for foster and adoptive parents. And what that is where we set up a lot of guest speakers, a lot of sponsors, set up booths, that sort of thing, helping to train parents to be foster parents and adoptive parents. What a lot of people don't realize, especially here in Nacogdoches, is that there is a real need for a child welfare organization and system. A lot of people turn a blind eye or just don't have any knowledge that there are children in our county, in our town, that They are abused, they are sexually abused, they are neglected, and a lot of other things that are happening that we just don't think about in our own lives happening or being normal. But there are a lot of ways that people can step up and help if they feel led to do so. There are organizations to volunteer at. There are things in the county, organizations like Azelway that take donations for adoptive children who take in things, clothes and things of that nature for children who are getting adopted, who don't have anything for the home that they're going to. There are organizations like CASA, where community volunteers are trained to go and be the advocate and the guardian for the child who's in foster care.
I was able to speak to an SFA student who has their internship through CASA.
My name is Jarrett Jolie, and I'm a child and family development major, and I'm doing my senior internship with CASA of Deep East Texas. And that's Court-Appointed Special Advocates. It's a national organization that advocates for the needs and wishes of children who have been removed from their homes because of abuse or neglect, or because of risk for abuse or neglect. CASA appoints a guardian ad litem to review the case for open cases in CPS, and makes recommendations to the judge based on doing interviews and gathering information from all the people who are relevant to any open case.
With such organizations, Nacogdoches is becoming a safer place for children. This is Kaylee Masters for SFA Now.
Here in Nacogdoches, there's a free music co-op on the last Friday of every month. We'll take a look at this musical community event.
Right inside the Nacogdoches city limits sits an old historical village known as Millard's Crossing. The village hosts a free musical festival on the last Friday of every month that is free of charge to the Nacogdoches community. The festival is known as Pine Knot. I stopped by this week to talk to the founder, Nacogdoches Red, about how it all got started.
The Pine Knot got started back in 2001. I was sitting around a table with some friends of mine, and we thought we need to have a venue where some local homegrown musicians have a place to play. And we kind of decided, let's run with it, and the Pine Knot is what turned out to be. We're a grassroots living room picker thing we do for the fourth Friday of every month, and it's just been a wonderful thing for the community. It turns out to be a community party. We got excellent players, a lot of artists, a lot of wonderful folks in Nacogdoches, and that's basically how we all got this thing going.
Last night I took an old boxcar. Train sounds lonesome tonight.
When asked how many years Pine Knot has been serving the Nacogdoches community,
13. Tonight was our 13th anniversary show, February the 28th, 2014. And as you can attest, it was a wonderful show. And it's just a thing it's a labor of love, has a life of its own. People come out every fourth Friday, and it's just a part of the community that we're really proud of, that we give a venue for artists to perform where everybody's here for the music.
Nacogdoches, Texas, I'm Christopher Rodriguez, reporting for SFA Now.
The United Way is a nonprofit organization that helps families through tough times. Right now, we'll take a look at what it does for our local community here in Nacogdoches.
This week, SFA Now stops by the offices of Nacogdoches County United Way. I had a chance to sit down with the man in charge of the nonprofit organization and find out how it was formed and what it does for the Nacogdoches community.
Well, it started and it was organized and formed in 1957 by a group of business leaders. It was called, like in a lot of communities, a community fund. And somewhere, I think in the 60s, it became the Nacogdoches County United Way. But what we do to start out with, over these years is pretty simple. We're in the business of economic development, and what that means is we work with families and individuals in 3 areas, and they are education, finance, and health, financial stability, I should say. And so if a family's got a problem, be it substance abuse or some critical health issue or something, and they're low income, moderate income, and they have no way to get help, then we can pair them with our programs through agencies like Community RX that provides prescription drugs, or East Texas Community Health Care Center that has a complete clinic to provide help, that kind of thing. But the bottom line is when we take care of somebody in those 3 areas, or we get people back to work, we're contributing to the economy and community health of this community and this county. So every time we do that, we're just right there with economic development and with the Chamber of Commerce, and we all work together very, very closely because of that.
Nacogdoches, Texas. I'm Christopher Rodriguez reporting for SFA Now.
Stay tuned. After the break, we will sit down with a trip leader for outdoor pursuits. And remember to like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/SFA Now. And if you have any stories you would like to see here, post it on our wall and maybe you'll see it soon. Welcome back to SFA Now. I'm sitting here with one of Outdoor Pursuits troop leaders, Christopher Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So how did you get involved with Outdoor Pursuits?
I came back to school in 2012 to finish up my degree, and I went on a spring break trip with the program. And after that, I kind of grew up in Boy Scouts from the ages of 5 to 18 years old, and I've always been interested in the outdoors. And when I went on that trip, it kind of just ignited a fire under me to just get into it again. And after that trip, I went to the program and I applied, and I just told them that I was really interested in joining, and I interviewed and everything, and they got me on in the program.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I grew up there and was in Boy Scouts the whole time there.
So what about Outdoor Pursuits really ignites a fire in you?
I think just taking people out, even if it's just for the first time, that's really what Outdoor Pursuits is for. It's for like intro to like backcountry camping and stuff like that. Is I guess the kids' faces when they can just they realize they can do this on their own. It's not that big of a deal. It's not as extreme as TV makes it out to be. It's just an intro to outdoor skills and how to camp in the outdoors and backcountry.
So once you got involved with Outdoor Pursuits, explain the process of what was your next step?
As soon as I got hired on, they put me in the rental center, and I worked there all summer. I was the only employee that summer, so I had to work every single shift. It wasn't that active during the summertime because not that many students go in and rent stuff during the summertime, even though it's the perfect time to. And then when the fall started, they put me in charge of the trip logistics. And as a trip leader, you have to go through a candidacy at first for a semester or two, however long it takes. And you have to do like help assist with a trip, and you have to shadow a trip to make sure you know how to run one by yourself. And you have to go through trainings as well just to get through candidacy. And that's what I went through during the fall of 2012.
How are the trainings?
The trainings are really fun. You take out the employees, some of the employees of the rental center, so they can see how a trip is run every time you go out, so they can tell participants that come in to sign up for the trips. They can just tell them, hey, like, we went through this is how it's gonna be, and this is how, it's a lot of fun, this is what we do. And so we take them besides the trip leaders, and with the trip leaders, you're going through various amounts of hard skills and soft skills that you need for backcountry camping.
So what did you learn that summer?
The summer was really all about the rental program, and it was about me just reading up on our own program and kind of just outdoor skills, just trying to get back in the game. Because I mean, at that time I was 25, and I stopped leading trips when I was 18, so it had been a while. So that summer I just practiced and read and everything just to get myself back into that kind of trip leading mode once fall started.
So tell me more about Outdoor Pursuits. Like, why should people get involved in it?
like I said earlier, I feel like people are kind of afraid to go outdoors just because the stuff TV shows these days. Like the first thing that people ask me is, oh, is like Bear Grylls? No, it's not like Bear Grylls at all. It's not extreme. You go out there and it's just an intro. So it helps kind of selling that to participants. And that's the best part you get out of it is when the participant comes, they get to meet other people on the SFA campus that have either same or different interests. And you meet, it's social just like any other group on campus. You get to meet new people and you get to learn a variety of skills as well that you can, after the trip, you can go and do yourself. So you don't have to keep coming to outdoor pursuits to do it.
So what's the difference between hard skills and soft skills?
Hard skills, I mean, you're out there, how to light the stove, how to start a fire, build shelter if you need it, and that's kind of the hard skills. Soft skills is like group dynamics, risk management, and just things of that nature. I mean, you're taking people out there and you have to teach them both just because if they have just one skill set, then it's not going to work out. You have to have both to kind of even out.
And as a leader, you teach skills. So tell me about some of the skills that you particularly teach.
My favorite for sure is I got to instruct our trip leader training this past December with Southern Illinois and Southern Mississippi State University. And I got to teach group dynamics to the whole 20 trip leaders for each program. And group dynamics is my biggest thing just because that's what we want these kids. We want these kids to go out and work together and build teamwork and establish teamwork so they can bring it back to their everyday life on campus. And that's why, I don't know, group dynamics just kind of shoots out at me because you're kind of working with everyone on a daily basis, no matter what program you're in.
Explain an instance. It can be something that was easy or something that was really difficult as far as what the kids went through during the summer. So can you explain one of those?
I actually, probably the most challenging thing was over the summer, I was in Wisconsin trip leading for another program up there and teaching kids from 8 years old to 15 years old. It can be pretty challenging because they don't, especially the younger guys, they don't understand why they're out there. And so you just have to bring those skill sets that we talked about and just kind of put it into them at an early age so they understand as they're growing up, like why you do this. So
say you got an older person, like how do you separate teaching them that they don't know anything but they want to get involved versus a child who doesn't understand?
We kind of go about it the same way just because if they don't know a single thing about camping, it's very easy just to start from the very beginning and just intro them into the program.
And you went on the trip for the Big Bend.
Yes.
Tell me about that trip.
It was actually the first trip that I actually went on as a participant, which got me into the program. So it's pretty cool that I got to lead the trip. It's my last trip of my college career that I get to lead at SFA. So it meant a lot to me to go out there. It was pretty personal for me. And then to watch everyone else's faces as like the participants saw everything that we were seeing.
Well, I'm glad you had that opportunity, and thank you for coming in. That does it for our show today. Remember to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now. I'm Brianna Cole, and thank you for watching SFA Now. Until next time, Nacogdoches.